Hello YouTube! Back here again, Ringmaster Mike Rob, long time no see. I'd kind of like to give my own little fastlane review. So, like the show got off the air hour ago, so it kicked off with the SmackDown tag match, so which this was a pretty damn good tag match. So yeah, we had Shane McMahon and one of the Usos. I'm not going to try to tell them apart because, yeah, these guys definitely look identical. Jimmy and Jay look identical, so it's kind of hard to tell them apart here. But Shane was standing on top, looking to do the coast to coast. The other Uso brother got on top. They were pretty much posed in like a game of chicken. The Uso jumped first, and Shane pretty much caught him off. I pretty much called this like a mid-air crash between Shane McMahon and one of the Usos, and basically the Usos picked up the victory because Miz tried to attempt a frog splash, which I kind of like how Miz did the frog splash because he pretty much had a great formation, pretty much a solid go through on it. Like how he was posed looked good, and he kind of had that solid. Whatever, like, you know what I'm talking about, but one of the Usos pretty much got his knees up and he landed right on his legs. Usos rolled him up, recovered the titles, but the big surprise was after the match when Miz, like Shane and Miz was talking with Miz's dad. Miz goes to walk away. Shane comes up and just decks him in the back of the head and just starts beating the holy hell out of the Miz and turning heel. And this is definitely going to go into a feud for Mania. And with 4 weeks till WrestleMania, I'm pretty sure Shane and Miz can definitely pull out a damn good Mania feud, Mania match. As we know, the Miz, great on the microphone, pretty damn good wrestler. Let's see, but pretty much the whole thing is, let's see what they can pretty much do with Shane McMahon. We also had the women's tag title match. The match was kind of sloppy. We had a few botches here and there. Like, pretty much a predictable outcome. Sasha and Bayley pick up the victory. Then after that, we had Nia and Tamina beat up Bayley and Sasha outside. Beth Phoenix decides to stand up, get in Tamina's face. She slaps Tamina, and Nia comes in and just bulldozes her over, and they're... And like the funny part with that is like Beth's phone flies right out of her pocket. Yeah, like here's the thing. Like, hey, I caught that when it happened. I thought it was pretty funny. Then like Nia and Tamina beat down Beth in the ring, and who came out, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna set up like a Mania feud. So Natalya came out for the save, so I'm pretty sure Natalya and Beth Phoenix are gonna team back up and take on Nia Jax and Tamina. So I'm pretty sure we're gonna see like a women's tag feud for that at Mania. I would like to see that, like Pin Up Strong versus Nia and Tamina. Pretty much would be a pretty damn good feud for that. And also, Becky Lynch is getting added to the triple threat at Mania via disqualification because Ronda Rousey came out, just sucker punched Charlotte, actually, she sucker punched Becky, getting Charlotte disqualified. Like, hey, I get confused every once in a while figuring out how disqualification works, even though I should fucking know this already, but whatever. Charlotte gets disqualified, Becky gets added to the match. Ronda pretty much just ends up standing there with that whatever cocky ass smirk on her face. Like, hey, can't wait for it to be wiped off her face when she fucking loses the Raw Women's Championship at Mania. But that's just my opinion. But whatever. We also had the SmackDown Women's title, Asuka versus Mandy Rose. Asuka picks up the victory because Sonya Deville was looking for a kendo stick under the ring. She left the ring apron up on top of the ring. Mandy Rose slips on it, walks right into a Asuka kick, loses because of Sonya Deville, so I think Mandy and Sonya might be breaking up. Possibly that might be a pretty interesting feud for WrestleMania. We also had Kofi Kingston versus The Bar, and pretty much I get how a friend of mine might have been upset because of the last minute booking. Yeah, because, stuff like that might be a little bit confusing for some fans, but I'm looking at this like the storyline. They want to build Kofi Kingston up, kind of how they did Daniel Bryan for WrestleMania 30. Like how they really had the authority doing all they could to pretty much just demolish all of Daniel Bryan's momentum, all the way to the point where Daniel Bryan did the whole Occupy Raw. He got his match against Triple H at Mania. But I'm pretty much seeing Kofi like that. Doing this to Kofi is more or less, they want the fans to get behind him even more than what they're doing now. Like, I get it. Like, he had a huge backing of momentum at Elimination Chamber. The fans were hugely behind him for Elimination Chamber. He had this hot ass crowd backing. Like, and one thing, like, Kofi did lose to The Bar because it was a handicap match, but I'm pretty sure, like, it's going to be even louder when you tune into SmackDown this week. Like, trust me, they're not gonna count Kofi Kingston out of WrestleMania. They're building him up as this mega baby face. And also, Mustafa Ali added to the WWE title match, which was a pretty good match. Predictable outcome because Daniel Bryan's not going to lose the title 4 weeks before WrestleMania. Yeah, like, it's just not going to happen, but it was still a triple threat match. Mustafa Ali was put in there. And Kevin Owens was also in there. And one thing I gotta add, like, Kevin Owens, I really enjoy the fact that Kevin Owens is using the Stone Cold Stunner. It's pretty much fun to see him do it. I enjoy it. It's a cool move. It gets a sick ass pop when it's done. Hell of effective at putting somebody down for the 3 count. Like, hey, like Stone Cold Steve Austin approves of it. But Daniel Bryan wins by pinning Mustafa Ali. Like, we pretty much knew Kevin Owens wasn't going to get pinned because, hey, I kind of go with that because Kevin Owens needs to stay strong. Also, we had the Raw Tag Titles. Gable and Bobby Roode versus the Revival versus Ricochet and Aleister Black. I have to hand it to Aleister Black and Ricochet. They had a phenomenal showing in this match. Ricochet was flying all over the place. We had a 630 at the early. He jumped over the ring post to land on somebody. Like it was a pretty decent showing for all three teams, but the Revival pick up the win with the Shatter Machine. And pretty decent match. I'd recommend going back to watch that one. What else are we missing? I think oh yeah, we had a fatal four-way for the United States Championship. Samoa Joe, R-Truth, Andrade, and Rey Mysterio. Pretty good match. Pretty much as good as their match on SmackDown from the past Tuesday. Which, if you saw that, I also recommend this one. Pretty good match. Samoa Joe picks up the win. He pretty much takes the 619 when Rey Mysterio was going for the drop the dime. Pretty much grabbed him, wrapped him up in the coquina clutch. Rey Mysterio out cold. Samoa Joe retains. And our main event, we had The Shield versus Baron Corbin versus Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre. Pretty decent match. It was a fun match. I'd say, great send-off for it being the Shield's final match. Because we all know Dean Ambrose is not re-signing after his contract expires. So, yeah. Told a great story. Roman Reigns did have a pretty decent showing for what he did do, but like I said, I didn't expect to see him to do much because he is just making his in-ring return from having leukemia. And we did see a triple powerbomb through the announce table. Seth Rollins doing his normal ninja tactics, jumping off the stand and landing on Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre in the crowd. Dean Ambrose jumping off the ring post to land on people, doing like a running splash off of the announce tables into the timekeepers area. Also that triple power bomb at the end of Baron Corbin, pretty good. This was a pretty good match. Ended with all three doing the Shield fist bump. Pretty much ended in a bittersweet fashion. Nice little send off to one of the best groups in the modern era. I'm not saying all time because, hey, there's better stables, but hey, they're definitely up there, but they haven't been around long enough to be considered in that class. The modern era is basically where I consider them to be the best. But, pretty much, I'm going to give this pay-per-view an 8 out of 10 because, hey, I had fun with it. It was a fun little pay-per-view. And here's the thing, that was my thoughts on the WWE Fastlane pay-per-view. Till next time, hey, maybe I might do a WrestleMania prediction and a review after that, but till then, maybe peace the fuck out. Oh yeah, wrong mouse.